Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Lucky Felt. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the infotainment that I am providing. Today we have a new system. It's called the collector system, and the name comes from its two distinct phases. You cruise with small flat bets while you're ahead, but if you fall behind by a set amount, you enter a collection mode with a single goal of collecting your losses back to zero. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be playing the dozens on this system. I've got a pattern that I like to play. So let's get started with it. I like playing columns and dozens. I mix them up. So let's let the ball spin here and we'll get started. Okay, and our collection mode will start when we have 5 unit loss. Okay, so we're playing with $10, so that's at $50. Okay, also on phase 2, before we get started, I'll let you know the mode is triggered only when your session bankroll hit a predefined negative amount, which is minus 5 units, and your only goal in this mode is to win back your losses and return to a break even. Once you succeed, you immediately go back to cruising mode. Okay, I've adjusted it just a little bit. You can play it like that. I'll show you the changes I've made, but let's get started. Let's see, a 32 hit and a 16 hit, so let's put $10 right there on the column. Right now we're going to play this cruising mode, just flat betting until we get to negative 20, because we actually hit. So 35 and 16, so let's go up here. We have $20. We'll play this. We're playing with $10 units. You only need $1,000, and we will play this to $200, a 20% profit. Okay, there's a $20 win there. Let's stick with that one. And this is the way I play it. I'll explain the way I play it. You can play it any way you want. Okay, what I like to do is I like to play it where once I hit a number, even in recovery mode, once I hit a number, I'll repeat that same bet at the lower amount at $10, and I'll see if I can get 2 wins in a row. If I don't and it hits another column, then I play the column that it hasn't hit, or the longest since it's hit, which on this one would be the third 12. And I'll stay here. So I'm already down 1 unit. See the negative 10? So if we get down to negative 10, then we'll start the collection mode or the recovery mode. That's 2. I'm going to stay right here on this bet, because it's going to have to lose numerous times in a row for me to go to collection mode or lose my bankroll. Okay. This is 4. We got it, but you could still see we're not up, so we still play to that negative. We're at 40, so we're playing to negative 10. Okay, so negative 10 right now, unless we get above 40, negative 10 is our stop loss. There's a 29. Okay, so right now we're at 20, so we have 3 more spins at this level before we have to go into recovery mode. There's 1. And we got the win. We're at 30. Let's try to get that second win. $18. We got it. Great. And we just stay here until it loses. And then which other of the 2 columns that are not covered don't hit, that's the one we're going to bet. Okay, so the first one didn't hit, so we've got 1 bet lost already. So we're at 50, so we're playing down to 0 now. But we got the win, so we'll stay here. We're at $60. So now our new net loss before we go to the collector is now it changed again, is 30. So if we get to 30, then we'll get the collector series. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so I was betting on the first column. The second column hit, so I'm going to put my bet on the third column. Okay, we play this down to 30. That's the second loss. Repeat. That's the third loss. And repeat. We'll get to the collection mode here real quick. Here's the fourth loss. That's the second. And this will be the last spin at this amount. 80 was our profit goal. Okay. So we lost 50. So on the collection mode, if you lost 50, you bet half of that is 25. I just bet 30, make it easy, and then we spin. Then you're going to have to do a little bit of math, okay? So what you're going to look at is you just lost 30, so half of 30 is 15. So now let's just go to 50 instead of 45, and we're spin. Okay, there's a 4. So we lost that, so half of 50 is 25. So let's just go to 30, 10, 20, 30. So now we're at an $80 bet. Okay, 33, and we got the win. And see what it does to our profit. We're at 110. So we stay there and we repeat. And I'll show you how I'm coming up with those bets on the collection mode. It's basically, I use the loss and divide it by 2 and round up just to make a little bit extra profit. And let's make sure, okay, that's the right one. So that was our second loss. This is our third loss. And that's our fourth loss. And one more, we'll be in collection mode again. Okay, 8. I think we got the win. Okay, so we'll stay here. We're still not in session profit. We were at 110. So let's say we're playing down to 60. Right now we're at 90. Let's see if we can get another win, get above 110. There's an 11. And it gets us back to 110. So that's fine. So we've got 2 wins on 8, 11, and 18 hits. So let's play here. If I get 2 or more wins on a column, I like to switch them up and go for the column that hasn't hit in the longest. Okay, so now I'm back. We're at 130. So our new stop loss is 80. There's a 29. So we're going to go to the third column up here. We've already got 1 loss. Just keep track of your losses. There's a win. Okay, we're at 140. Let's get another win here. See if we can get 2 columns in a row. And I'm going to switch over to dozens for you guys. Okay. So if you look at the board, and this is one of my bet progressions, I believe in the law of averages, okay? Again, any system that you play is a bankroll management system because no system is going to beat the house edge, okay? But you'll have things like this happen. Third 12 is hit 4 times in a row. It could hit 10 times in a row, but I don't think it will. So it's been a while since 12 is hit. We're at 160, so we're playing down to 110. So I'm going to use the 12 of the second dozen. So we're going to just stay here for all the spins because it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spins since it's hit. We've got 1 loss. We're playing down to 110. There's 2 losses. And we got a 10. So that's 3 losses. And we got a 16. We finally got it. Okay, but we're at 150. We were at 160 was our session high. So we're still playing down to 110 unless we can get above it. There's one. So then we're going to switch over to the third 12. We've got 3 more attempts, guys. There's 2. We're playing down to 110. There's 3. And this will be our last bet at this amount. And then we're going to go up on the bet amount. Okay, so we've lost 50. You're supposed to bet half, 25. I round up because I like playing with the tens. So we'll just go to 30. If you lose this half of 30, you'll have to add half your losses to your bet. But we won, as you can see. So we're at 170. Let's get another win right here and get to 190. We got to 200 pretty quick, guys. Well, we didn't get there yet, but it looks like we're getting there pretty quick. Okay, 20. We're at 180. Let's see if we can get another win. So you can use dozens or columns. What I would do, as just a suggestion, is I would see what the longest since it's hit dozen or column, and then try to play that. So let's look at it that way, because we're already at our 200. So let's look at it that way. So 22 hit. So that means the first column and the second dozen's no good. And then 11 hit. So the second column is no good. So that only leaves the third column and the third dozen. Well, the third dozen hit. So the column, third column, has been the longest since it's hit out of all 6. So let's just put $10 here. And you could figure this out while the ball is spinning by looking at your history board and get your next bet ready. So there's one. We're going to play this down to 150. We'll play up to 250 because it went pretty quick for you guys. There's 2. So we'll play this down to 150. There's 3. And there's the win. But we're still not in session profit. We're at 190, so we're going to bet 10 again. And we got the second win. So now we're at 210. Let's just stay here till it loses. And 35. So it lost. So let's see where we're going to put our second bet. So we're already down 10. So we're playing this at 160. So 35 hit, 6 hit, 30's hit. So the second or the first column has been a while, and the first dozen has been a while. But out of them, it would be the first dozen that's been the longest since it. No, I'm sorry, it's not. It'd be the column. Okay, so we're going to put $10 right there. This would be our second loss. Remember, we're playing down to 160. There's our second loss. Again, very simple system. It's called the collector system. There's 3. Playing down to 160. We've got 2 more chances. There's a loss. That's in third column. 4. What I really like about this system is you can lose quite a bit, and you're flat betting the basic part of it. So it actually helps you. Law of averages, if they hold true, it would actually help you a little bit. Okay, we're still playing down to 160. So now we're going to play the middle column. We've got 2 attempts at this before we need to increase our bet. There's a 31. 1. And this is our second attempt. And then we're going to stay here until we get a win. And we got the win there. We're still playing down to 160. See if we get 2 wins in a row here. And a 1. So let's look and see. We're gonna play down to 160, so we'll have 2 attempts. So the third column I know is one of the last to hit. And so I'm gonna put it up there. And we got the loss, almost hit the 30. And we got 1 more attempt. This is a cruising mode. And we got the win, so we're going to stay here. We're still playing down to 160 or above 210. You got a range that you're kind of in. Oh, 3, excellent. We got that too. So we should be back up to 210. We are. Let's just stay right here. See if we can eke out 1 more column. They usually come 3 or 4 in a row quite often. This one didn't. So we're going to move down. Let's see what our bet is. So it's either going to be the first column or the middle dozen, and it's the middle dozen. So we'll play that as our bet. We're still playing down to 160 because we got to 210. Just cruising along, no pressure. You're only betting $10 at a time. You got a $1,000 bankroll. Bankroll really's never been in jeopardy. There we go. And let's see, playing down to 160 before we have to go into the collection mode, but we got the win there. So we're at 200, so we'll still see if we can eke out another win. And 32 we didn't, so it's on the first column now. Well, actually first dozen, but first dozen's hit. So let's look at the columns. 2's hit, 32's hit, 16's hit. So we're going to go up here. Still playing down to 160. Kind of in that cruising mode, stuck in that cruising mode right now. 180. But as you can see, we're not losing our profit. It's not dissipating as much. See, we're still at 200. Let's go. We'll play this at 250. I think you guys get the hang of it. And there we go. We're at 220. 1 more bet. Let's see if we can get 3 in a row. 35. We didn't. Okay, so where we're going to put the second bet is going to be on the first column. We're at 210. We're still playing down at 160, but we're at 230. Rebet, hit this, and we'll be done, guys. If we miss it, we're playing down to 180, but we got it. There you go. $250 on the collector system. The first phase is the cruising phase. This is how you play when you're at a break even or in a profit, and you're only placing flat bets of 1 unit. The goal is to accumulate small wins without taking big risk. And then the collection mode is triggered once you've had 5 losses or 5 units, and your only goal in this mode is to win back your money and return to break even. I actually play it to where I go a little bit above, and it's really super simple. You just, if you stay on the same bet, okay, because on this particular system you don't want to move your bet. Sure, if say you're betting the first column, let's say the first dozen, say you bet the first dozen and it doesn't hit 9 or 10 times in a row, you'll probably get way up there in your bankroll. But you got to remember, your first 5 bets are only $10, so that's a $50 loss. So if you have a $50 loss and you got to get you've got to get back to zero, you need to bet 25 on the next spin. Then if you lose that, you add the 25 plus half of the 25, so say 15 is 40, and then that would be your next bet. And then if you lost that, then 60 would be your next bet, because you would have 40 bet and half of the 40 is 20 because you lost, so 60 would be your next bet. And then you just keep adding to your bet, and it's going to give you an opportunity to hit. I haven't figured it out yet, but it's going to probably give you 10 or 12 chances before you could lose your bankroll, because you're not going up as much as Fibonacci or martingale or anything like that. So you guys tell me what you think about the system. It's a cool concept. It's two phases of play: the cruising mode and the collection mode. And look forward to hearing from your comments, guys. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.